Hey y'all, hey. We back again for another review. How y'all doing? Give y'all a little time to come in, whatever. Um, Today we're gonna be talking about Life, the movie, with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Now, it's Monday. Hopefully everybody had a great Monday. Hopefully your week started off pretty good. If not, we gonna decompress here. We're gonna have some laughs, some serious conversations, and some jokes going on. So, just come in, have a good time. Let's spend some time together, and let's see if we all came with the same conclusions on this movie, Life. Now, I know I'm a little early, so I'm gonna give y'all a little time for people to come in. But I know when I rewatched this movie, my feelings were still the same. It was still the same. Only difference was that I was able to put a lot more into perspective than I would have as a child. As a child, you see only one type of way, but as an adult, you start seeing it in the bigger picture. And so, yeah, that's how I saw it, the bigger picture. But we got to get in on it. Like, it's the craziest thing ever. But what current events that we had today? It wasn't really nothing. Hey, Just Boo, wasn't really too much current events. Just you started back school. How's school going? The kiddos. Yeah. Jess, I'm gonna have to get you. I'm gonna figure out a prize. Jess, I'm gonna figure it out a prize. Remember, everybody, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come on, let's get these subscribers up. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these views up. Let everybody know about the show. Let them know you spending time with talking with Britt. What else? Where else would you want to be on a Monday night besides with me? Chilling, relaxing. Hey, Danielle. But I'm gonna say this. I was as I was watching the movie, I was laughing because I said, you know what? Oh man, 31 kids. Ugh, just that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm doing good, Jess. Today was my off day, so I had to take care of a lot of stuff. Hey, how you doing? Who is this? Why can't I see who this is? Hey, how you doing? Um, but I was watching, taking care of like a lot of stuff for like work and stuff. Even though I was at home, they calling me, they emailing me, and all that kind of stuff. But I was really trying to decompress over the weekend because my daughter, like, she got sick last week, and I feel like she's giving me like a head cold. So like I'm kind of taking some medication, feeling a little better, but it's like you can still hear it in me. I don't know if you guys can notice it, but Danielle, how you been? How was work this week? Or this Monday. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody had a lot of stuff going on. Yes, listen, these kids started back school and the germs just been spreading. Okay, hey, Two Wheels. It was just too much going on. I said, wait, what is going on? Y'all over here trying to make me pass out. I'm a good person. I don't deserve this sickness. Okay, I don't want none of this. Keep your nasty claws off of me. Okay, disinfect. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your face. Cover your mouth. All that. I need all of that. And so, yeah, that's kind of like how I've been. Like, so it's been like a couple of days since I got under the weather. It's so funny because my daughter, she likes her grown but 12 and all. When she gets sick, whatever, she finds her way in the bed with me, laying right under me the whole time. And I'm like, when she does it, I know I'm gonna get sick. I know she gonna get better and I'm gonna get sick. Doesn't fail. Um, oh yeah. See, Jess, you was in the bed all yeah. See, it's something going around. And it's always around when school start. Always when school start. Hey Van, how you doing?
See, you started my show without me. It's all good,
I
Chico.
I did. But we ain't really started. We just been catching the recap with everybody. See how they day started on this Monday. Spending time with everybody. But we here for, Van, today. We here for Life, the movie.
I'm with it.
Are you ready? Are you ready for that?
Let's get it.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys did your homework, but I did my homework, you guys, and I was watching Life, and from the beginning to the end, it was all kind of craziness. I didn't figure it out at this point that it's been a lot going on for a long time in this movie. And now, as I'm older, my nice 39-year-old self realized that, you know what, it was a lot of bull crap going on in there. So we gonna get to it. We gonna start off in the beginning. Okay, in the beginning of the movie. What? Claude got the job, got the promotion at the bank. He doing good, trying to take his lady out to go eat, listen to some music, get a drink, spend some time, take her out because he got the money, the promotion. Then, hey, Two Wheels. Then,
Yo,
then here come Ray ass. Con man Ray. Okay? Go take him for his money, pickpocket him, all that kind of stuff. And it's crazy because it just shows how meeting the wrong person or being in the wrong situation can really change your life. And what bothered me was the fact that his woman didn't have no money. And I know back in those times, okay, let me be realistic. Back in those times, the women, a lot of them didn't work, or if they worked, they probably whatever. But my thing is that I guess how I was raised, I don't like going nowhere just in case somebody money ain't right. I want to be able to take care of. I got to take care of and go. But this man didn't have the money. Hey, Stars didn't have the money because he got pickpocketed by Ray. And she just looking like, you know, whatever. Now they going back and forth. Ray doing some fuck shit. And then he never even knew this man. Like, you never met this man in your life. And this man just really destroyed your life.
fuck this life all the way up.
It like, how did we get here? Like, me crossing paths and you pickpocketing me changed my life for the worse for the rest of my life. It's like, come on now, this is crazy. So then what happened? They get framed. They get framed by he was the sheriff at the time who ended up being the warden, right? So the sheriff, he got framed by the sheriff, the young guy, whatever. And they end up going to prison. Like, and we talking about they got framed for murdering somebody and got life. Never had no trouble. They over there supposed to be trying to go and get the money back to go to New York to get some money. And listen, Stars, they should have, you ain't lying, they definitely should have kept walking when they came across that body. Them stopping and all that. Why? When did we start being so nosy that we feel like we need to stop what we're doing and go see what they talk about? I'm not trying to get popped inside my head. Oh, just on your head, Two Wheels.
I see that shit.
So I'm like, okay. I'm going through the whole motion, and as I'm watching it, I'm getting upset because now I'm seeing little shit that could have been prevented in the movie, and it wasn't prevented. So we go to the fact of that he get life, that when they get life, whatever. We forget the fact that them try to go get the moonshine and all that to try to do what they gotta do. Now we at this part where they in there for life. And I don't know. Who sleep? No, that's Two Wheels. Somebody snoring. Two Wheels. He probably breathing in the phone. Breathing in the mic. So what happened was when I was watching it, I was like, okay, I noticed the part of when he go to court. And when he go to court, when he's coming to visitation, he's talking to his fiance, Claude. When he's talking to the fiance, and the fiance talking about the lawyer, right? The cousin that's gonna help him, whatever. And then come to find out she get with the cousin. She get with the lawyer cousin. That's her man. What? The cousin then snatched his woman. Now that was cold. So can you imagine that you trying hard to get up out of there, and next thing you know, you done lost your woman. Your life is all a mess.
You and then you got this,
huh?
You in prison though. Can't.
Right, but he thought he just knew because he knew he was innocent. So he like, my cousin can help me get out of this. My cousin can help me. The cousin was not trying to help you because the cousin was trying to get your woman.
Now that part I do agree with.
So that's why the cousin wasn't really trying to do what he was supposed to do. Like, you think about somebody that's coming from like a banker experience, trying to really do the right thing, and then you got a con man like goddamn Ray, who it was a big dreamer, but a fuck up. Like, dude, where they do that? You guys, if you guys got any suggestions or anything, come on, email me at talkingwithbrit@gmail.com. Come on, it's nothing. Let me know. We got a subject you want to talk about. You got questions you want answered. Let's email it. Let me know. Also, like, share, subscribe. Let's get these subscribers up. You know, let's start there. So then I start going through the whole movie and I start picking parts. So I'm not gonna go in the whole full order because I'm going through like the most important parts to me that I felt like that. But if you guys want to chime in, hey Naomi, chime in. Of course, chime in and tell me what y'all think about it. So the craziest part for me was, well, the funniest part for me was the white pie. Okay, listen, when he had that flashback about the white pie, and he was running across that goddamn field, just go get that pie. And the goddamn pie didn't cool off. It was too hot. So nigga like, that shit was the funniest thing. He was, listen, it was so hot, he burnt his tongue. He said, I couldn't even enjoy it. And then what was the punishment? To stand on empty bottles with no shoes or socks on, and you better not fall, and you better not fall, or you gonna get shot. What? No, we not. Why? Look, he said my damn toe in the bottle.
I remember that.
Like, it's crazy, but it started talking about, listen, stars. The pie said, listen, it was all he was smelling was the pie, and all he heard was white pie only. That white pie only. It was like white pie only. Like, what? That nigga said, I'm getting that pie. This is my only time to be able to get that shit. Ray knew when he saw Clyde running across that motherfucking thing. He knew he was getting that goddamn pie. It was crazy. Then the part like, oh my God. Now, one of my favorite scenes of the movie is when they're all sitting on the benches and everybody got letters and most of the people can't read. So then now Ray is reading the letters. And Ray is reading the one letter, the guy talking about, okay, listen, your mama died, your auntie died, the neighbor died, the dog died, it had words. Like, you know, so he was just going through so many stories. Then afterwards, he said, did anybody else got a letter you want me to read? It's like, no.
Nope, because they were scared.
What? Niggas do not want to know. Listen, I will go the rest of my life. I did not want to get the news that this fool did got. We can't read. We gonna keep it at we can't read. Like, I was like, you know what? That was some real shit. Because at that point, they like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. We're not playing these games. I don't read. So I don't got it. Then I feel like, who the pappy? When Kate get right over there, fucking the warden's daughter, and that black ass baby came out. Man, I could have screamed. Because that shit happens every day. Like, listen, I'm whispering now, right? Like they gonna hear me, like the wardens to come get me. Listen, it's a lot of times, a lot of these old, like, southern states, like these prisons, a lot of times the wardens stay on the land, like big old house on the land, whatever. Nigga, the warden now, I don't know if y'all been watching the first 48, these prison movies and all this other stuff. But in the South, that's where all the fine men is at. If you want to know, I'm going to tell you. Watch these shows. When they show southern states up in there, a lot of times they start showing them men, the inmates. You like, come on, now that's where all the men at. That's where all the good looking ones at. Now that's the scary part, ladies. I'm just saying. Listen. The warden daughter was like, shit, I'm going to get that. Can't get right. And they had that mannerism, right. Had that mannerism too. So what happened? She get pregnant. Now the daddy want to walk down each person. Who baby is this? Who baby is the pappy? You know what I'm saying? Niggas is ignorant. Like niggas is ignorant because everybody know who the pappy is, but nobody gonna let the cat get right, get done over. So now, what we had a pass to get right out. He was going to the major leagues. So now what we gonna do? Well, I'm with him. He can't do right without me. Well, no, you guys can stay here. Why can't you? If you really cared for
That
him,
was so dirty, man.
if you really cared for him, you'll let him go about his business. What? How many times they had chances to get the hell up out of there, they didn't get out because people was just always hating, like crazy. And they had that mannerism too. Listen, Jess, I first watch them shows. I'm telling y'all, when y'all start watching these shows and you start seeing it, you gonna be like, okay. It ain't like they locking up all the ugly niggas. Let me go there. It ain't like they locking up all the ugly niggas up in there. So what they do, they all cute niggas, cute, handsome niggas. We gonna get you, niggas. We gonna get you. And that's what they do. Now listen, there's certain states that I don't want to do no crime in. Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, okay? Arkansas, Oklahoma, okay? Leave me away from any of the Alabama. Listen, I don't want none of them southern states. South Carolina, North Carolina, I don't want it. You won't catch me. Why? No, they throwing away the key. Listen, Jess, that's all the states on the South. We don't want no time in the South. If you're going to get time, take your ass to the West Coast and mind your business where you can still get conjugal visits. Well, that's only if they don't take that shit away because them niggas was fucking up a couple of weeks ago. So shit, they might have fucked it up for everybody now, but they was still getting conjugal visits. And then even in the movie, y'all saw that in the movie? They had conjugals. You know that was a movie part because you know Louisiana don't play that damn game. Them motherfuckers had conjugals up in the movie. He had to pay. She had to pay the guy so she and then to get some, and that was his last time getting some. Oh shit, Stars. Stars.
Fuck you, Stars.
Y'all just too much. Then you think about their struggles and how the time where they stopped talking and all that, because you think about it, like it had to be some kind of resentment. Claude had to have resentment because he didn't ask to be in that situation, and this fuck nigga fucked up his life. Straight up, like where they do that at?
Yeah.
But it happens every day. You think about people right now who are locked up for other people because they want to stick to the code. I ain't snitching. I ain't saying nothing. Listen, him did it over there. I was proud of Ray.
That was a stranger though.
I was proud of Ray for fighting for his cornbread. He could have won if he kept swinging when he busted his mouth open. You dig? Listen, you gonna eat your cornbread? He's like, yeah, I'm eating my motherfucking cornbread. Listen, Stars, that was the funniest part ever because he was going in. You heard me? Like, yeah, I'm gonna eat my motherfucking cornbread. Don't ask me if I'm gonna eat my motherfucking cornbread. Like, he was pissed. I said, they food better taste good. That shit better not be no slop. Because you know them motherfuckers didn't put no sugar in that cornbread. Then let's start there because most of y'all ain't gonna talk about that. Most of y'all ain't gonna talk about that cornbread tasting like cake.
They had to make it themselves though. Remember?
Yeah, but you cooking it.
Yeah.
You know they wasn't put no sugar up in there to make it a little sweet. That shit wasn't, listen, that food wasn't all that. That food didn't look like it was more. That food looked like, hey, we're here now. We're here. That's what it looked like. But like when they had that time when they didn't talk, and then when Ray, you know, only thing I did like about Ray was that he kept his composure. He kept his vision on wanting to, how do I say, hey Dre, he kept his vision of wanting to have a dream. And that's where the Ray's Boom Boom Room came in. You know what I'm saying? And he was able to make it to where everybody was able to dream about it. One of your favorite movies, Drake. Listen, what you better get the talking. You better come up here and get the talking. You gonna eat your cornbread or what? What you doing? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just one of those times where, like, in that movie, even though like Claude was over that shit, like he's fuck the Ray Boom Boom Room. Nigga, I've been hearing about this shit. We ain't getting shit. We ain't getting out, because in his head, he's already in that reality of like, nigga, we're finna be dead here. We're dying here. And Ray's still dreaming. And now he got everybody else dreaming with him. Like, you got the doorman, you got the big man at the bouncer. He over there with the women. You got the, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's feeling some type of way. And it was just one of those times where it was just like, dang, like, you're right. You know, one of the saddest parts of the movie, and I think about it, was when, what was his character? The one that was the homosexual. The homosexual.
Yeah,
and he was about to get released, and he said he didn't want to go home like that. I gotta get some rest before work. Just stopping through. All right, Dre. Thank you for stopping through.
I'm sorry. I would have went home. I'm
Hey,
confirming
Disha.
that.
Well, he said, like, when he said that, I don't want my mama and them to see me like this. So he lived a life in prison, right? He lived a life in prison as a homosexual, but he didn't come in there like that. So now he doesn't want to go back home for his family to see that. So what he do? He go and he run so he can make sure that they unalive him.
Yeah.
That's sad. But it's people like that every day. You know what I'm saying? It's people that would prefer to be in there. Here comes D-Shep. He was turned out. Well, listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was, but it was sad because he wasn't happy with himself. You know what I'm saying? At that point, whereas you would have just, instead of going home and live, you just would rather just be unalive. And it was a lot. It was a lot. And that shows like a reality that people, don't really talk about. Like, the movie was done in 1999, right? Well, back in 1999, homosexuality was there, but it still wasn't as vocal as it is now. You know what I'm saying? It's more acceptable now. So just having that little clip in there, it showed like, yeah, like this is how people feel when they going back home. Then it takes you back to, I don't know if y'all watch those Locked Up, like the story in Angola. I remember I watched the story in Angola where the guy, he was gay for the stay. So like he had a whole little boyfriend up in there, whatever, woo woo. But he was like, I'm only gay because I'm in here. I was like,
I don't know if I believe. You can't.
Like, they don't be having them conversations. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not having them women that's waiting on these men and everything, don't ask the right questions, or not having the goddamn like situation cleared up. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking questions.
I think you been gay though. Nobody can talk you out your ass, man.
Shit, what you mean? It ain't about talking out of it. If you in prison, they could take it.
Shit, man.
D-Shep was the singer in the Boom Boom Room. I sounded just like them niggas, right? Them niggas gonna lie anyway. Well, you know what? If they lie, that's crazy. Because you know what I'm saying? Especially if people know you inside and out, whatever, people gonna tell your story. People gonna say, yeah, that person used to mess with, and that person didn't. That person used to, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like one of those things where I was like, dang, that's a sad part of the movie. But then you start looking, and as everybody started dying off, it was like, dang. It was like some of them, they had so much time, so much harsh time. They over there on the goddamn, what's that called? Goddamn, what they did with the little things, the goddamn digging the ditches.
We got.
Wait, let's see. Grape ain't really a thing like TV make it seem. I never knew anybody who got it taken from them. Now, listen, you probably don't. I have definitely heard stories where yeah, people got it taken. I've seen like firsthand where I had conversations with people and they was like, nah, like that shit is weird. Like, and they was like, they only do it to certain people though. They are funny. That some niggas tell. Okay, so it says Shep said that's the problem. Some niggas tell and some don't. Predators are being protected to this day. Facts. Facts. And the thing is that you know who the ones are. Like these people are in prison with them and they know who are the ones that are doing these stuff to people. So like you think about that kind of stuff, you don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know unless you're in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Some people gonna fight to the death of them. Some of them gonna, you know, after a while, it's like shit, you're gonna fight so much you could be beat, battered, and all that kind of stuff. Next thing you know, somebody gonna get you. But I don't know. Don't come for me. I ain't doing. But then when they started back talking again and all that, it was just like I just couldn't get over the fact of you don't even know this man and this man messed up your life. Maybe I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I looked at it wrong. But I don't know. What you think, Van? Is Van doing something? He probably doing it.
I'm here with my kids.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Let's see. D-Shep, where you at? Let's see. Listen to the prison genre niggas. They hide the names of the predators. Meanwhile, they in a relationship with niggas who took app. Facts. I couldn't have said it no better than that. It was all Ray's fault. They shouldn't have went to the party. Right. Yeah. Like that's crazy. Stars, you seen that shit with Diesel where a father said his son was his home. What?
Yep. Yep.
Is that true?
Yes. That's what Diesel said.
No way. For real?
Yep.
That's right. That's crazy.
That's sick.
They both were in it together. Claude didn't grow a spine till doing time. By then, it was too late. Right. But he didn't need to be in there. That's crazy. Listen, people, that's crazy. People are in there, and the man messed with his own son. How does that even work?
All right, bro. I got a little time. What we talking about?
We talking about life, but then Two Wheels brought up the fact of Diesel has said that he knew a father who said that his son was his homosexual in prison.
We talking gangsters, homie Diesel.
Yeah.
We talking your boo boo.
You
know, homie got a big crush on you.
He ain't got no crush on me. Diesel is Diesel. Come on now. That's crazy.
He could still have a crush. But anyway, what we on? So we talking Diesel, and Diesel said what?
Diesel said that the father was in prison with them, and the father made his son his homosexual.
Yeah. I saw an interview about that. That's crazy work, man.
And I said, what makes the nigga want to even do that?
That's sick, man.
I think he said something like, it's better to him than somebody else, something like that.
Yeah.
What I can remember.
That's exactly what he said.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I can't fathom. I can't wrap my mind around that. That's not for me to understand. I can't comprehend that.
Me either. These be the niggas that don't know they have kids till after they assaulted them. Oh my God. I knew a dude in Clinton who was like Omar from The Wire. He was illa, but he messed with men and dared people to say something about. So listen, I know I know somebody that was a knockout artist. Like, yeah, I do what I do, and I want a nigga to say something, and I knock a nigga out. Niggas wasn't questioning him. Niggas wasn't saying nothing to him. That's crazy.
Just mind your business, man.
Right. At that part, that's all you can do. Is just say, you know, this ain't what I want. Hey, Stone. So then you think about that kind of stuff, right? And you like, dang, this is crazy, because people don't even look at the fact of, like, that story with Diesel. Like, I need to get more insight on that. I need more information on that one. Like, I really need to have Diesel talk to me about that. So I'm glad you said something, because I'm gonna have to reach out to Diesel, because I need more insight on this damn story. Like, what the hell?
Bro, you didn't hear that?
I didn't hear it.
Man.
I did not hear it. Crazy.
You told a story. You told a story at a kid's school too, or you told a little bit of it
at the kid's school. Dang. It's just, you know, when you look at that kind of stuff and you're listening and you just like, it's kind of shit is unbelievable. Like, people really deal with that kind of stuff. People are really doing this. Like, yeah, I don't know. But watching this movie, I like the fact that it wasn't too much of that, though. It wasn't a lot of that in the movie. You know what I'm saying? It showed a part of it, but it didn't show like a whole bunch of it. It wasn't too, you know, sometimes you go watch a movie and it's too aggressive, too vulgar, too all that good stuff. So I was happy that it wasn't like too much of that. But this movie kind of shows, though, being at the wrong place at the wrong time, how it really it's just, you got to talk to even yourself as adults. You got to make sure that you're dealing with the right type of people. When you a kid, you got kids, you got to make sure that they dealing with the right people, because this kind of shit can happen to anybody. Anybody. These dudes got framed for murder that they had nothing to do with. Just saw the body. That's crazy.
They could easily fight that today, right?
Yeah, it wasn't graphic because it wasn't meant to teach that kind of lesson. Facts. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. And I feel like when me going back and rewatching it, what I got from it was more so of just how corrupt the system could be. You know what I'm saying? Just how, like, who polices the police? Who polices the wardens? Who polices the COs? Who are like, they had old Uncle Tom over there trying to tell the Negroes what they supposed to be doing.
Oh yeah, I remember that nigga. Such a sucker.
The gun line boss. The gun line boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's always one of them type of niggas somewhere. You see them niggas at work. You see them niggas in prison. You see them niggas at the grocery store. The gun line boss. It's too much. Trust me. I understand being charged with something you didn't do. It's mentally draining. Facts. It was depicted on a time it was set in. Racism was at an all-time high, especially in the South. Facts. So, like, true. The racism was high. All of that was crazy, but it just showed that it made me look at it, like, even from today's perspective, on how the criminal justice system really should be changed, like how they're handling stuff. Like, you know, a lot of these prisons, like, the prisons are privately owned. You know what I'm saying? How they do stuff is how they want to do it, but these living conditions don't be right. Like, and I understand people are criminals and they did stuff and they, you know, they gotta serve their time, but you talk about, like, Texas, and with the heat, like, this weather is like crazy. So it's super hot or super cold. So imagine how many people are passing away due to the heat or to the cold, and like the living conditions with the rodents and the rodents and the roaches and all. Like, it's so much stuff that you, like, yeah, people do crimes, but they're not animals. And it's like, you can't really say nothing. Like, there's nothing you can really do about it because it's nobody policing them. So you know how like when you go to like the schools are policed by the state, the TEA, right? Out here, the TEA. So if the schools are policed by the TEA, who polices the prison systems? Because they're all privately owned. So it's more so like if they're privately owned, they should still have somebody that they should have to answer to. Those living conditions and all that should be answered to. It's no way that people should be living in those kind of conditions where it's like that. School to prison pipeline is flourishing, and rap music plays a huge part in it, especially the drill shit. It's all by design. Facts. I was speaking to an attorney out here, and she was telling me, she was like, Britt, you got to understand how Texas is. She said, you come from a very democratic state. And she talking about California. She was like, they have a lot of different systems and stuff in place to kind of help their kids and their youth before they put them in those situations. She was like, but Texas is a school to juvie to prison pipeline, and they don't discriminate. And she's a black lawyer. And she was like, you'll go into those situations and you're going to see blacks, whites, Asians. You're going to see everybody up in there. Nobody's going to discriminate, but you're mainly going to see blacks, white, Hispanic. Everybody else is like that. So by her, like, she was just, we just having the feedback and kind of going off of each other. And the thing is that it's sad, but it's true. You look at how the schools run. From elementary to high school, how they run the schools, they run it like a prison. How they go to the lunch line, like this. Everybody go to grab this. Like it's kind of like it's an assembly line to the point where it feels like it's a prison. Now, D-Shep, Cali is no different, but the difference is they have a lot more programs before they send them to straight just juvie. It's like they do a lot, unless they do like a real crime. Now Cali is big on, like, if they do like a real crime, they'll keep your ass up in there. Like, I know somebody that was in there at 15, they didn't get out till they was 24. So yeah, like it's the same kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's a little bit more extra steps that they go by before they just throw you away. Shit, Texas don't care. I didn't even realize how big Texas was on when it came to adjudicating these kids into being in regular prisons. So like if these kids are doing a crime and they're 15, 16, and they get adjudicated as an adult, they don't go to juvie and then wait till they're 18 to go to prison. They're going to prison at the time of they sending these 15 and 16-year-old kids into the prisons with these grown ass sicko people. Hey, Ty. Most crimes are committed by gang members or street dudes, no matter what state they're. No, definitely. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there isn't no how they run the program. Like from what I learned about, like I said, I've been talking to different attorneys like out here, and just hearing how at 15, 16, you're sending those kids straight to the penitentiary with grown people, with sickos. Like, come on now. Like, that's not realistic. What up, bro?
What's happening?
I know you.
All right, so what? Yeah, because I gotta speak on when you talk about my state. Salute everybody. Wait a minute. God damn it.
Yo, Britt.
Yeah.
I gotta get my kids to sleep for school, so I'm tap
Y'all hear
in
me?
later.
Yeah,
No, I had the other shit open. So no, when they send them to the when they send them to prison, it's not like they go straight to and just mix and mingle with adults. They have whole fucking wings. Texas got over 120 fucking prisons. So they have units that are just fucking juveniles until they turn like to the age of 21 or 20, so like 21 or some shit like that.
I understand that, but from when I did some research, right? And when I did the research, it was when the person gets adjudicated at that minor age to be as an adult. They sent them, and they're in general population with these grown-ups.
But what, like with Charleston White man, Dewberry, all them boys, they all went through TYC first. Just
Yeah,
like
but
how
they
in Cali
wasn't.
they go through, they were
So
all, well, not Charleston White because he was he snitched, but like Dewberry and all them boys, they all caught, they were all as adults.
so
With
listen,
so
right? They all was adults. They all
but they was like all under the age of 16 when they
right.
committed their crimes.
So, but if now I don't know if Dewberry ever talked about it, but if I'm not for sure if Dewberry was adjudicated as an adult.
He was.
So now a lot of them were in TYC for other stuff. Then they leave and go back and forth. So they had that experience
was in there on their murders. They never left. They hit TYC, didn't come home from prison until that 20 years was done.
Right. So like people that I've known and I've talked to, they're, as soon as they got adjudicated, they went straight to the pen.
Now I do know like my partner, his son, the year I moved out here was the same year that he ended up going to prison.
Okay.
He was 16.
Okay.
He did 13 and a half years. But he went through TYC first. And this was back in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
So they it's like they gotta send them to the youth authority until they're of age. Now do you have units that house teens? Yes, you do. But that's not a common thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's not common, but it happens. So that's where when I was having these conversations, it was like it don't happen to everybody, but when they already mark you as a menace. You know what I'm saying? When they
already a lot of times it's based on the crime, the nature of the crime.
So if they already got you marked as that, they're gonna treat you as such. So that's when you're going into the other situations.
And a lot of them dudes done been in and out of juvenile, and then catch that major. They like fuck it.
Right. So that's kind of like what happens. But like watching this, they were grown. They was old with this shit. You know what I'm saying? They were already older with this shit. What was they? They was like,
you got to think about it though, Britt. That was like back in the fucking 30s when they was bootlegging, 30s to 50s. So in the South, we that was under Jim Crow,
right?
So it didn't matter. Shit, they was innocent as anything. It could have been any fucking body. It didn't just have to be them. They was gonna get that same fucking treatment, and they was gonna cover up the fact based on the fact that they had no support. That's where a lot of people that was like locked up way back the fuck in that did all that time or did time like that because they really had no support. You know what I mean? Like people like motherfuckers wasn't shit, they could barely read. And you remember when he read all the letters. So
right, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Like, you know what? We could.
No, I'm good. I don't want to know. But when the nigga said the dog died, it had words. I was dying. I said,
that point,
that nigga was like, I was like, nigga, I don't want you to read nothing else for me either.
I mean, but at that point, it could have been a letter saying you're getting parole. But now, nigga, they just have to come pull me. I don't even know.
I don't even care no more.
Fuck it. You just that's some bullshit.
Look, they was like, oh no, I'm good. I don't want no nothing. That nigga whole family had passed by the time that letter was done.
I mean, and as much as it was made it was a lot of comedic moments because there was a lot of comedians.
It was some real shit.
Yeah, and that shit really go down. It wasn't
just a comedy. People saw it as funny, ha ha ha. But when you really looked into it and really in depth, kind of got an understanding, you realize like this ain't what it was meant to be. This ain't what they said it was.
You see how like as they got older, you saw all the motherfuckers disappearing. They was dying in that bitch.
Right.
That's some scary. Now that's a scary fucking thought. Knowing that you're gonna die in prison. That's cold.
No, facts. And like I was saying, just as me going back to watching and stuff, I was just tripping out just in general, because I was just more so like, dang, like this, like just off top, no real investigation, no nothing. And that's how it was back then. And that's where it shows people having to, like, when I say who polices the people that's supposed to be policing people.
Shit, they policed each other to think about who had the power.
Yeah.
They all looked out for each other. Think about Emmett Till. That should have never happened. Nobody ever got prosecuted behind it. And then the lady waited until later on, like as of recently, to turn around and admit that he never did it. And she still they didn't do anything about that. She caused a man, a young kid, to die, get burned and hung. And then like 30, 40 years later, 50 years later, whatever, it was a long ass time after the fact that after she was an old ass woman, she wanted to admit it. And she's supposed to have been held just as liable as the motherfuckers that killed her.
Facts. She was supposed to do that same time. Definitely supposed to do that same time. And a lot of times people don't see it. They don't see the importance of it. The system always is going to railroad people. There's so many innocent people in prisons as well. Definitely. And either they don't have the money to get the right representation, or they don't have the right kind of knowledge to get themselves out. Some people are so rough around the edges that they really can't even articulate a regular situation.
They know they got fucked over, but they can't articulate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the sad part.
Yeah, it's sad as hell because like you said, you got that all across the country. Innocent folks doing time. Innocent folks doing time. Innocent folks doing time. Like my partner, he just came home off of 8.5. He had got 25 years. He did 8.5. He just came home about 3 months ago. The gal, he was accused of a domestic violence, which would have he had a history of it. So when it was found out that he didn't do it and the girl recanted a statement, the state picked it up and they hit him with the bitch and gave him 25 fucking years. He did 8.5 on 25.
Once the state picks it up, nobody can do.
So it's like, how do you beat that if the victim is saying, okay, this didn't happen? Why aren't they liable? But the state says, okay, you saying it didn't happen, and we saying it did.
Right.
That's double jeopardy type shit.
Yeah.
And double jeopardy is illegal anyway, but
yeah,
it's crazy.
If they feel like they got the right evidence and stuff, yeah. Like, and you think about
when there's no evidence, if they saying no, I didn't do this, all it is from the beginning is your word against hers, or your word against the other person's, and the other person finally says, "Oh, you know what? I made this shit up because I was mad." And the state said, "Okay, go ahead."
Then you think about, like, I was about to say, you're right. Like, if they don't really have the evidence to do all that, they should be able to. They supposed to drop it and leave alone. How are you able to railroad a person?
That's the question a lot of motherfuckers that done got railroaded still asking.
Mm-hmm. Like, when I was watching it, you think about the fact of how long they were in prison for. These fools didn't get out until they were old.
They spent decades. They spent
their whole life in there.
That's what I told you yesterday. I think they should stay in there.
Two Will said, fuck it.
You know what? That Two Wills, all right, I'm gonna let you have that one, man. I ain't got it.
They were in there. They were in there for a long time.
And knowing that they was innocent. I mean, everything that they went through trying to get out, and then when freedom was right there at their hands, I mean, they just had shit luck.
Right.
That's died on the shitter. That's some cold shit.
No, facts. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. It's like, how did we end up here?
My first felony as an adult, I had this lawyer. He ran it down to me, said, "Look here, man. I can get you out on a misdemeanor, criminal trespassing. I'm like, cool. He said, I'm finna get you a bond because I didn't have a bond. He got me a bond. I was out on bond 2 weeks, so every week I go report to the bond people, just so they see I ain't ran and no shit like that.
Right.
So the second week I go, the lady say, well, do you have a court date yet? I'm like, no, I need to talk to my lawyer. She said, well, who's your lawyer? I told her his name. The lady looked at me. She gave me this odd fucking look. I ain't never seen her look like that since. And she said, oh, baby, you must don't know. I'm like, I don't know what. Yeah, he had a heart attack 2 days ago and died. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I ended up catching my first felony.
So then you have to find another lawyer.
Nah, one of his associates took over the case, but he didn't know shit about the case. He was already talking about pleading not, telling me I needed to take this probation 10 years. Like he said,
10
you
years.
take the 10 years probation. I ain't never been in no kind of fucking trouble. Well, when I was in high school, but that didn't count because it was deferred. But yeah, the man was talking about that shit, and I'm like, man, hold on, man, this ain't what we talked about before he died, man. Do you even know what's going on? He said, well, I say, well, me not knowing the law and him not being a good lawyer,
right.
I say, well, he said, well, 10 years, or they want to give you 5 years in prison. I said, okay, damn. Now I'm thinking about this shit. 10 years is a long time to be on probation.
To be on papers.
Knowing the shit that I'm doing, and I'm young. I'm 19 years old. So I didn't have no plans on stopping.
Right.
But I say, well, shit, man. Me and he go. I say, well, man, you think they can? I'm thinking that if they reduce it was a first degree felony, so I'm thinking, well, shit, if they reduce it to a second degree felony, maybe it won't be as bad.
Right.
I don't know shit. I'm a dumbass kid. And he said, well, I'll go talk to him. And so he goes back there, and me and my dad in the courtroom. My dad, we thinking the same shit. My dad say, so what if you just took the 5 years? I said, man, I was thinking the same thing. So he comes back out. I say, well, man, so you keep telling me about not being able to vote and get a government job and all this shit. If I go to prison, well, no, that's what I asked him before that came up. I said, well, what if I just go to prison and take the 5? Right. If I'd have took the 5, I'd have been out in 2.5 fucking years and probably been out for a year later off the parole.
Right.
But the motherfuckers say, oh, well, if you do that, you won't be able to vote. And I'm not knowing shit. A fucking felony is a goddamn felony, whether I take probation or take the fucking time. Right. He said, well, they got it knocked down to 8. I took the fucking 8. Still ended up going to prison.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah, he sucked the shit out of me because he really didn't give a fuck. The lawyer that died cared. You know what I'm saying? The lawyer that died really cared, and
right,
little nigga. You know what I'm saying? But his associate took it over, and I wasn't nothing but a fucking envelope, a goddamn case file for him.
So Star said, my first felony, I accepted a 10-year bid. I was caught red-handed. Wasn't no point in fighting it. Did 8 years, 6 months, and 2 days on it. That's crazy.
It's like shit. When you it's like, okay, you look at the shit, you say, well, damn, especially back in the 90s, I'm like, man, I ain't ready to go to prison yet. All my homies was going to prison. Man, I'm just getting to be an adult. I'm just trying to live life. And let me buy me some time. I told my uncle, because my uncle had my uncle and my grandfather ended up having the same lawyer that died. They say, oh, he was a real one. And they say, man, you took 8 years. You say, that's the most fucked up number they could give you.
Facts. Because you're going to do something in that time. You a kid, you're going to do something. You're going to mess up. You're going to have to go back in.
Oh, yeah. I caught my second one. Thought I was gone. Didn't go nowhere. They got me on a stupid-ass violation. And I went and did 18 months on that bitch. And came back. And being discharged in 2000.
Trey is killing me with this name.
He asked me to show something. Okay, my nigga, you showed your life. What you really do? You wear Born Rich jacket and walk around holding the camera. Nigga, you showing your life. I'm digging that.
I can't stand Trey. But you know what?
Man.
you know, it's just that when you see those and you hear these stories and you just like, man, what, like, fuck a prison reform. You know what I'm saying? What can we do to really like help?
Well, a lot of it is changed in a lot of ways. Like they talk about that Prius shit. That's why I sit back and I listen to the guys that, you know, ended up going to prison like in the 2000s, Texas anyway, in the
Right.
2000s and shit like that, you know. And I got a partner when did like 5 years. He was an older dude, you know what I mean? And he was like, man, it ain't the same as when you was going. I like, or when you went rather. I'm like, what you mean? Like, man, all that, no, now they ain't taking shit. They finessing the shit out of these dudes. So it's like you're still bound by the school to prison pipeline. And
Right.
they're gonna, but now the prison system isn't as quote unquote violent in the aspect of innocence being taken. Now they just talking motherfuckers out of it, you
Right.
know, gaming them out of it. But you
So
still have to do what you gotta do.
Star said prison is like school for criminals. It didn't make me positive at all. I learned how to get away with shit.
Stars, I learned that I didn't like working in the fields. I hated when motherfuckers try to tell me what to and what not to do.
Wait, you have to work in the fields? Come on, let's talk about that.
Oh fuck yeah! 2 times a day we turned out.
Wait, they make y'all?
Hell yeah, that's you work. Back then in the 90s, shit, your ass was gonna work. When you
But you
hit a
don't get
unit,
paid for it.
nah, you're free labor. You can do
Dang.
50 fucking years and you will walk on, you'll get 50 at the gate and 50 on your first parole visit. And that's it. It used to be $200. They give you 200 at the gate and a bus ticket. Now they fuck you over so bad and they get everything up out of you that they want.
That's crazy. That's crazy. $50.
$50. $50 and depending what my boy said, my partner just came home and said he actually was one of the few that was able to parole from the unit he was on. But he had been gone 30 fucking years.
Oh wow.
And it's
Wait,
rare
so what
that you
you mean by
parole
that? He
from
can
the unit
parole
that
from the unit he was on. What
like
you mean?
they walk you to the gate of that unit. Any other time they take you to a pre-release unit like the walls or something.
Okay.
And you know, you spend about a week there and they process you out. You know, and give you the $50 at the gate and a bus ticket, which is in Huntsville. Most of them shits is in Huntsville, but yeah, he was able to walk. They walked him out the fucking gate of the unit he was on.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
That's where and his brother was there. I think he said his brother was there to pick him up. Yes, I snuck up. I snuck through. I snuck up in this bitch.
Well, you know, when I start talking about his state, you know, he gonna come up every time I start talking about his state. He getting his feelings. So we talking about his state. Hell no, I want to see what's going on. Hell no, that's crazy. But you think about it, like these free labor, and it be hot as fuck out here.
But that's the South, though. That's not just Texas. That's the South.
And they don't get paid. Louisiana get paid, don't they?
No.
Louisiana
I can't speak on Louisiana. I don't know.
I thought they worked for some. Let me see. Who they been to prison in Louisiana? Like real prison, not the little parishes. Did they pay for labor? Did you get paid for doing the work? Cause who outside on the goddamn gun line, boss? Over there with the little hatchet. Like over there sitting way in the water. Way in the water.
What was I talking about? The gun line, boss. Gun line, boss. Tell them about the gun line.
Like what? Who is this over there like? And it's hot as fuck. And you don't get no water, no ice water. You like and you ain't even getting no money to put on your
Mississippi ain't finna pay you a motherfucking thing. Alabama ain't finna pay you a motherfucking thing. And I'm pretty goddamn sure Louisiana ain't paying you shit.
That's crazy.
Well,
take your ass.
They might have them jobs and like different jobs. I don't know about Louisiana. That's a different state, to be honest with you.
That's a different country. Just like Texas is its own country.
Yeah.
When it comes to prisons,
Yeah.
when it comes to prisons, Louisiana is in its own range. Okay? Nobody's fucking with them. Them niggas is giving away real time. When I say, oh, you stole a Snicker bar, I'm giving you lifetime's life. What is
Niggas getting
lifetime
Buck
life,
Rogers
please?
dates.
Let's see. You don't
I
get
didn't think so.
You don't get paid no real money anywhere to work. In NY, we made like 20 to 30 cents per hour. God dang.
In most other states, like I say, outside of that Bible Belt South, shit, or below the Mason-Dixon line. Let me rephrase that. Below the Mason-Dixon line, which would be your Georgias, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, all the way back around to Texas. They don't pay you a motherfucking thing.
She said, I heard Diesel say they were picking cotton, only making a few dollars a week. What was they doing with that? You can't even get commissary with that. Because look, commissary, what is commissary like a week? I mean, every other, what is it, every week or every other week? So what, commissary,
Every
what,
week.
100?
Where we was at.
It was a week?
Yeah, every week.
So like, that's what you get to spend, like $75, $100 a week?
60, something like that. It might have went up since I was getting there, but it was 60 back then.
He said, I ran a store and rented phones in there. You got to hustle. Wait, what? How you rent what?
See,
I ain't even going to ask no questions. I ain't going to ask no questions. I don't want to know how you had a Blockbuster.
Did you have a Jack, or was you on your own little issue?
How you had Blockbusters in Rikers? This nigga had a store. He ran a store. That mean you were selling your commissary? Look, I'm asking questions like, and then you rented phones. How you rent phones? So you got the phone for the week. Somebody get the phone for the week. What happened if they get caught with the phone? What happened if they get caught with the phone? What happened? How you get your money?
I'm finna go. This motherfucker here.
I'm over here trying to figure out how it happened. Who getting the work? Who getting the work? That's all I want to know. That's crazy. I know I ain't tripping. You want to know too, Shep? Who, like, what happens if they get the phone taken?
What I want to know, they get the phone taken, that's an L. They lost it. They don't come
Is
back.
it an L? Do they owe you money now? Do they owe you money? They got to give you your money?
Depend on who phone it was and how they chose to run the goddamn system. You got,
what's
if you
the program?
The reason my phone
right.
got, if you the reason my phone got taken, yeah, you owe that. If it was just on some random shit, they could say, it depending on, and also depending on who was in possession of the phone when it got took.
So depending on the nigga that got the phone in possession, fuck that. That's why I couldn't do none of that shit.
New York, if I'm correct, Super, New York was is like shit, basically ran by Bloods, unless you upstate.
I rented cell phones for people to use. COs bring everything in for the store. I used to use the whole tier. Gave them food half off to use their cells to store it. That's crazy.
Makes sense.
That's a whole goddamn business. That's a whole business.
When I was in prison, cell phones barely on the goddamn streets, let alone, motherfucking. It wasn't even no phones in prison. It wasn't nothing for letter writing.
Dear Bay, dear Bay.
That's crazy.
I miss you so much. But hey, listen, I need you to tell me one of the sweetest letters you received while you was locked up.
I used to write. I had a female cousin. She was in prison too. Okay. And she was from Houston. She's from Houston. But I wrote her a letter and sent her some pictures, because she hadn't seen me in a while. And when she sent the letter back, there was another letter inside from one of our homegirls. And she asked if she could start writing me. So I turned my homeboy that was in the cell next to me on to my cousin. They was writing each other, and me and our homegirl was writing each other. Yeah, shit used to get crazy.
So y'all was doing prison to print, right? Prison to print, right?
Yeah.
Okay, look, that's like, oh, Prison Bay Hill, Prison Bay Hill. Okay, so you was over there writing love letters to the homegirl, and the homegirl writing you, and your cousin is on to the nigga in the next cell.
Yeah.
Not everybody macking in prison terms.
Like
Did anybody
really,
see each
really
other when
like
they got
awesome.
out?
That's the crazy thing. I know he never saw her. I had an opportunity, but shit, she stayed in Huntsville. I wasn't finna go to Huntsville. I'm like, yeah, I just came from that bitch. I ain't trying to go back, have a good life. But she on a fucking beauty salon and all that shit. She did great, by herself coming out.
Okay. So your little babe was a hustler.
Yeah.
Okay. So see, I appreciate that. I appreciate the nice love connection, but I didn't realize you could do prison to prison writing.
Back then you could. You try that shit now. Now, I mean, they got you writing to a fucking. They got nowadays. They got you writing. You can't even write to the fucking prison. You got to write to a whole different like Dallas. In Dallas, to process the letter, and if they got money on tablets, then they'll send it to their tablet, or they'll make a copy of the letter and send them the copy of the letter just to make sure the shit ain't laced with nothing. The original letter ain't laced with nothing. That shit
Shit.
crazy.
Oh, that shit. Like, they fucking up your love.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I say that the 90s was the 80s and 90s was a whole different beast, man.
So was it like on Dave Chappelle, you know how he said, "Hey, niggas, I learned some new shit up in here."
Oh my
And he like, sincerely, poor roller.
Oh shit! See, I ain't, the pen pal thing. It might have existed, but I didn't know shit about it. Like I say, I'm shocked in a bitch, so I'm trying to keep my nose clean and stay out of shit, so I can go home.
Right.
The homies, they in there, man, they kicking up dust. And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess I like to ask these questions because you don't know what people's experiences are, what they dealt with. But baby, I tell you, that's funny to me. The pen pal, you guys over there writing.
Yeah, she was a bad little motherfucker too. I ain't gonna lie.
Was she black?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh,
I ain't never dated outside my race.
Good job, because I just had a conversation with my brother Stone, okay, and we were talking about where is the black people that was in his video. Where was the black women? We didn't see any, okay. And I wanted to know where the black women were at, Stone. Where they at though? Where they at though? I was over there. Me and Westside was trolling his ass. Me and Westside was trolling his ass bad. We wanted to know where the black women was at. We saw everything else but the black women.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, I got iPads. They got iPads now. Those guys in New Orleans had like tablets.
That's crazy though. You know what I'm saying? But you got to put money on them shits in order to.
Yeah.
Like they got tablets in the feds and all that shit too.
You can email through JPay.
I remember I sent two of my homies stamps through JPay. I don't think they ever received them. I quit fucking with JPay.
Yeah, they do.
No, I talked to both of them niggas. Like I say, one of the niggas was the nigga that did 30 years, and the other nigga was the nigga that did 8.5. The one that did 8.5, I've been knowing since the 4th grade.
Right.
But either way, I'm from the era of the money slip. So bam, you shoot them a letter, send me a money slip, nigga. I got you.
Well, you can.
Oh, okay.
Send you fill out the money slip and send them money order to go with it, and that it gets to their books.
Okay.
And they started out at wanting your credit card and all that shit. I had to do that old punk ass shit with my nephew out here, and my nephew that was in the feds. Yeah, I wasn't used to that shit. You say that's what? Crazy. 2 Wheels, what you mumbling over there?
Oh, my bad. I was testing my mom. Stupid, man.
I just hear, yeah.
That's crazy.
My bad. I talk out.
Nah, you straight fool. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave it. I'll bring it up tomorrow.
But you guys, listen, I just like this movie though. They opened up my eyes to a lot of stuff as an adult now, just seeing how like the system is ran and how it's done. And like I have so many questions. So like this just gave me a segment where I'm gonna start doing, trying to reach out to like these different like lawyers and different kind of, I'm ignorant. I reach out to the prisons. Give me some prison names. I'll reach out, talk to the warden. I got a question. Can I ask you a quick
I
question?
called the homie. Speaking of that, my boy had got transferred, right? And we was trying, me and the homie was trying to put, we said, all right, we're gonna put $40 a month. We're gonna, both chip in, put $20 a month each on his books. You know what I'm saying? Until he come home. Well, I tried to do the JPay thing, and it wouldn't let me. Said I had to be on the visiting list, and his list was full.
Yeah.
So I had to. I'm like, well, damn. I called to the unit he was on and spoke to the warden's assistant, like trying to let her know, hey, look, I'm out of state. I'm trying to reach my boy, I'm trying to reach my cousin. I'm trying to put money on his books, but his list is full. Can you just let him know? So well, I can't do, bitch. If you was trying to fuck the nigga, you'd have made it your point to go over there and tell that nigga, man, drop somebody off your list. Your cousin trying to put your books on him. And these motherfuckers be so bullshit. Like, I ain't asked you to go read a letter to the nigga. Just tell him that he need to drop somebody out their book so I got off his vision list and add me on the list so I can put some money on his fucking books.
Oh wow. Well, that makes
the fact
you think
that she
about
actually took my phone call, I was like, damn, I was surprised I got that far.
Well, listen, I'm gonna call. Look, you guys give me some names of the prisons. I'm gonna call and talk to the wardens and see if I can figure out some stuff. I got some questions if they don't mind answering.
I'll send you a list of every prison in Texas.
Texas only got 150 prisons. Like,
no worries. You got plenty to choose from.
Only 150.
Look, only 150 prisons.
And that's not including the women's. The 100, about 100, a little over 120 men's prisons and about 3 women's prisons. That's the fucked up shit.
Listen, hey, listen, I bet you the women, listen, I want to hear some of their stories because a lot of them women up in there for some shit they ain't even do. And that nigga out there free with his new bitch while you up in there trying to hold him down.
In love with a nigga that didn't give a fuck about.
Look, holding him down. Bitch, I know you fucking lying. Him?
Just give it here. I'll take it.
I take shit. Thank you, sir. I didn't sign up for it.
Took that time with him, and a nigga on to the next bitch. I'm gonna hold you down, baby. I'm gonna hold you down. But maybe after you get out.
It says, yeah, you gotta be approved for their JPay or visitation list. They strict. They denied a lot of my family.
Nah, that's real shit, man.
I'm telling you, you guys, I think I got a new segment. New segment is what's going on at these prisons. I'll wait. We gonna find out.
One thing I ain't gonna even lie to you though. Texas got one. Texas, like if you really pay attention to it, right? When they was doing the lockup raw shit, right? They was all over the country with it.
They didn't go to Texas.
You never saw Texas in that motherfucker.
No,
Texas like fuck y'all. You'll never get up in here.
Look, Texas is straight like Texas is own country in real life.
For real.
Texas, I don't know what y'all think this is. I'm gonna show you. That's crazy.
They never bring a camera up. Now they do have some, like online, they do have some footage of where certain motherfuckers like back in the like late 80s and early 90s, they was able to get footage and that shit. But it's like 2 or 3 fucking issues, from different units. Not even the motherfuckers that it was going down.
Self-made.
Self-made, what's happening with it, boy?
Texas is different. Like I'm thinking about how they handle stuff, and they got all these damn prisons. And if you notice, like I was doing research, and a lot of the people is like, it's like a lot of black wardens.
Shit, that's new.
I was surprised to see, like, I didn't saw like about 4 black wardens where I was doing my research. That's a lot to me, especially from, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think they would have had none.
Like a lot of the older prisons are named after wardens from prisons, either wardens or governors or shit like that, you know, from Texas from way back when.
Right.
But a lot of these prisons are named after wardens or captains that was like from the 60s and 70s that was like hard asses.
Cold niggas. They probably was the main one bringing shit in. Y'all ain't hear that from me though.
Shit, back then they had like a less amount of guards. That's when they had the turnkeys and shit, where the inmates ran the prison.
Inmates ran the prison?
Oh hell yeah, that shit, that life shit. The inmates ran the prison.
The gun line, because he was a prisoner. He was a prisoner.
Yeah.
Nigga, now that you said that, he was a goddamn prisoner.
The inmates housed you. The inmates decided what fucking wing you go meet with the warden, and the warden asks you, is you a punk, or you know what can you defend? Can you think you can defend yourself? And you know you go, then the inmate be the one to process you, to send you wherever the fuck, to whatever wing or unit you're going to. You get to the fucking wing, you get escorted by an inmate to the motherfucker. And there's an inmate there waiting. That's the turnkey. He the one that lets you into the unit and tell you what cell to go to. Yeah, that shit was real.
But I think about like in the men prison, I don't know, like in California, they have it where, like if they're starting the process of doing like transitioning to be a woman, they let them go to women prisons. Texas, I don't think they do that. But what do they do about the ones like the guys who go in there with the breasts and the booties and all that stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like they put them in there with the men. That's you put them in a situation.
When I was in there, they had like whole fucking wings.
Okay.
That was just them.
Okay.
I don't think it's like that no more. I'm sure they got them, but it ain't like that no more. Like it really wasn't no PC and no shit like that.
Right.
No shit. You getting fucked up. You getting fucked up. That shit ain't funny, but
okay.
You just getting fucked up. Unless you ready to go say, hey, this man just did this to me, then they'll go shoot you over to somewhere else, and then it starts all over again.
The screen went black.
So listen, I appreciate you guys coming on and showing me love today. I don't know what movie we gonna do next week, but I got some stuff planned for this week. So we'll figure out later on this week what movie we gonna do. Cause I got a list that we gotta do let me see which one we did. We did Life. So then we got a whole bunch.
You need to be scratching off what's on your list and letting it make, even though those of us that were there.
I know. I got all about the Benjamins. I got How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
No, the ones that we done watched.
Yeah, I scratched them off my list.
You need
Sweet
to
Home Alabama,
so just in case the
Roscoe Jenkins.
Because I turn around and be like, we need to do Superfly again, even though we ain't done it. But
Get Out, Coming to America, A Bronx Tale, What's Love Got
Get
to
Out
Do
of Cold,
with It, Sugar Hill, Jason Lyrics, Candyman, Scarface, Juice, Blow, Above the Rim. Which one we said we gonna do? What's Love Got to Do with It?
No, ain't nobody said no shit like that. Yes, we purposely lost that one on the list.
I can't.
So we can figure out this later on this week because I'm gonna do a couple of lives this week, so we can figure out later on this week.
I can't wait.
But I appreciate you guys coming to spend time with me today.
Now, motherfucker, I said Finding Nemo.
Subscribe. Let's find a Nemo. Little Mermaid. Make sure you get these likes up, you guys. Please come on, let's get these views up. And also, let's get my subscribers up. So let's get these, let's share it out, let people know about it. The content will be coming out more often and more frequent. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me and loving on me. And I got you guys. All righty. Have a good day.
Yep. Peace.
Y'all